Hey guys, this is Kiss My Shiny Metal 855 with my first ever video review of a Transformers figure. Today I will be reviewing the new Transformers 4 Leader Class Grimlock. Just picked him up from Walmart a couple days ago. I could have gotten him cheaper if I'd used the price matching thing at Hastings, because Hastings usually does that. Uh, but he is actually a pretty good figure nonetheless compared to what I do have. I have like two Armadas, Optimus Primes, and Galvatron from Transformers 4, which I will do a review of him later. Uh, I also have. I'll also show you another one here in a minute, but he's actually a pretty good figure. His feet don't make him too posable because, well, he can pose in a lot of different ways. His head's just on a little swivel joint, not a ball joint, which kind of sucks. I'll show that to you. See his head just like that. Uh, his arms are posable in many different ways. They're on ratchet joints, hinge ratchet joints, and ball joints. It's really great. I love him. I love all the chrome on him. Uh, Telling you at night when I have him in front of a light, he makes a really cool silhouette photo. Good to do. Uh, he is a really massive figure nonetheless. To give you an idea of how big he is, uh, I'm going to set him up next to my Grimlock. I mean, not my Grimlock, my Unicron, which is from Transformers Armada. And just to give you a little bit of a size comparison, there's Grimlock compared to Unicron. As you can see, yeah, Unicron's a bit bigger than him, but nonetheless, he is still a pretty good sized figure. He's maybe just a little bit tad shorter than my Transformers Armada Optimus Prime in Super Mode, but nonetheless, he still is pretty good. That he does on his weapons, as you can see, that is his staff. And this is known as his shield. I don't. There's no technical name for it. Wait, Ball Matrix. Shout out to you, dude. He called it his spike shield. Uh, but it is that as I'm going to show you guys, there is one downside to him. It's a little pet peeve of mine that I think Hasbro could have done better with the paint. If I can get this on the camera, right there at the bottom of his shield, I don't know how well this is going to pick up, but you can kind of see right about here, right above my finger, some of the gold paint is already starting to chip away. Uh, and that's just from multiple transformations, just trying to get the hang of it. He's going to go on display later along with all my others. But, I mean, that is one pet peeve I do have with him. It's not the best. All right, so, but now to get into his dinosaur form. As you see, these two pieces do come off. I will set him aside for right now, and go ahead and show you the transformation with these two to make the tail. What it does is this piece here on the shield flips down, and this little piece here flips back up. Now onto the rest of the tail. This staff. All right, the staff. You take these two, fold them down like this for right now. Just keep them like that. Then you bring the middle section all the way up. There's a little section in here that's just hold on. A little section here that just slides. And I don't know how well this camera will pick it up. You can see it. There's that piece, and then there's this piece here that's a stopper. And so you'll slide it all the way down onto that, and then fold these back, and they'll just peg into place. Now, to get the shield back out, these two right here, these little squares right here, will actually peg into these two holes right here. You got to make sure they're the right ones, because on this there are two different types of little holes. There's the square holes, and then there are these octagonal round ones for some random reason. I don't know why they're octagonal. They just are. And then so you make sure the gold parts are pegged up, and then peg those right into place, and then just set that aside. All right, now on to the transformation of him. I had his arm pushed out a little bit, so if you want, you can straighten it out just to like that. That way it's not movable. All right, now I may transform him different than the instructions say, just because it makes it faster on transformation wise. Okay, so these right here, these are little rubber pieces, and they actually just slide and peg into those, into his head parts. So unpeg those and slide them around. Come on. And just like that. And so they'll sit just like that. Then you will rotate him around and flip his head down, just like that. Set that aside. Okay, now this on mine, he is really tight right here when I try to do this. So it might take me a little bit. But what it does is these come on, unsnap. There we go. So unsnap like that, and then they'll fold forward and snap back in. Be careful. Just I'm letting you know, they are really strong parts. So if you have a real fear of Mike breaking him when he does that because of how tight they are, don't worry, they won't break. I've literally had to almost use a crowbar to get them off. Just kidding on the crowbar. But I used a tool of mine that I have for my Nintendo 64 to get it undone. So the first time. All right. So then, flip them back around, and these pieces right here that are fold down, fold them up, and they'll just peg in like that. They'll actually just sit there. They'll actually kind of lock into place a little bit. Actually, what it is there's a little tab right there. Let's see if I can zoom it in. It's right there, and it'll actually tab right into there. So you'll fold those up and tab it. Next part, you'll take his body, grab him right here, and pull up. And it'll just slide. His head will just slide in. Then you'll take his arms, and you do this from the backside, and rotate them like this, and bend them like that. His hands, you'll rotate them like this, and bring down the feet on both arms. The instructions will only show you one of them. Make sure they're angled like that because he does not like to stand very well. The instructions will tell you a little weird on how that works because it only shows one of them that you do it to. I don't know why they just did that. Hasbro. Same people here who brought you My Little Pony. No offense to that, I am running. But so then that comes, you'll see it's starting to take shape. Make sure those are like that, okay? Because his tail has to be able to fit in here. Now, the next part, this is the tricky part, is his feet. Now, actually, I'm going to show you beforehand. Take his heads. You'll see it doesn't look like a head at the moment. Well, this actually is his jaw. And so you'll take that, rotate it down, around, and fold it, and then come back around with it. That's the easiest way I found to get it undone. Because if I try to do it just like that, it doesn't want to cooperate right. Oh, another thing is his teeth piece is be very careful with. I accidentally one time, as you can see probably, those are just rubber. You can see that little silver peg right there in front of my finger. I'm using my laptop cam, so this may not be the best, but it just pegs onto those. It's not glued or anything like that. It'll just sit there. That is another pet peeve I have. If you're not careful with them and push them too hard in ways, they do pop off. I did that once. Amazingly, I got it back on with these big, massive fingers of mine. But still. And so his head, you'll fold them together. See, you fold them together, and then they'll just peg together, which is really great. Like that. Real nice peg piece. And then his head, right there, it does have a movable jaw. I like that. That's really cool. I have posed in so many ways. Okay, so now leave his head, bring his head down, and just leave it like that. Now onto the feet. The feet are tricky. Okay, this is where it does start to get confusing a little bit. Okay, see this right here, you'll actually take and fold around, just like that. Sorry guys, my laptop screen's really bright. Okay, so it's causing a glare. All right, so now, as you can see there, so then take his feet and actually go like, darn it, wrong way, like that, because these will not open unless you do that. And then unfold them like this. Now make sure these are straight out because those do become a critical part. A lot of people don't catch where these go at the end. I will show you. Okay, his feet, this one will actually go back in like so. And this you'll fold like that. Hold on, wait, I had it backwards. We'll actually fold like that. just like that. And if I can get it right, it'll actually sit like this on there, as you can see. Okay. Hopefully you guys are seeing this so far. Yeah. And so, okay. So now, with these parts right here, I'm going to show you right now. Fold them to where they're like this. This is actually, the feet are inside out right now. So, I'm going to just split his legs like this right now and go ahead and bring the head down. Make sure it's all the way down. It actually just it's got a tab right there. A tab right there that tabs into this hole right here. So make sure it does that. Okay, now his legs, a lot of people I've watched reviews on him can't seem to get this quite right on here. See this tab right here? Inside this leg right here, I can't even see myself. There is a hole right there that tabs into. You got to make sure it's rotated just like that. And it'll actually just, you got to be forceful with it a little bit, and it'll just tab on there really tight, if you can get it to. I have every time, so, and I've had no problems. And then with this leg, you'll bring him around, and then there's another tab right there. I don't know how well the screen shows it, right there. And there's another hole right, right above my finger, right there. So he'll tab onto that. So then you fold it around and tab in right there. And his feet, make sure they are positioned just like that, or else it limits mobility and transformation crap that not really good for the transformation. So trust me on it. Make sure that split is like that. It does hinder a lot of stuff if you don't. Okay. So then this one, I did not, when I first got him, I did not realize this part right here actually does tab in. Right here, there is a little tab right there, and there's a hole, big massive hole right there above my finger. And you have to actually make sure that slides into that for that to tap into place. Okay, and you'll repeat exactly the same process with the other leg. I'm not going to show you that because you just saw that. I can do it faster when I'm not yapping about it. Hold on. As you can hear, yes, the legs are on ratchet joints too, which is one feature I really do love because it does allow him to pose. His knees are in a weird spot, but I mean, that's not a big deal. For some people that may be, but for me, it's not too big of a deal. Okay, come on, peg in there, right? There we go. Didn't want to slide in. There we go. Okay. Then, yes. All right, now for this part here, his main shell right here. These actually have little pegs on them, and you gotta just press them together. All Matrix, he has one. He said he did not. Another shout out to you again. Did not get it on there just right. He could never do it. I have had no problem getting on there. It maybe just his figure, who knows. But and then his head will just fold down like that, and his arms, they're actually tucked away inside the legs, just right there. And so what I do is I just bring them around and pose them like that. Now, as you can see, he looks a lot like Dragon slash Dinosaur. And if you just set him there, like most T-Rexes, just falls over. So now it comes the tail part. Now, right there are two pegs. This is very tricky because the first time I did it, I was like, oh crap, this is not fitting right because of his horn and the head right here. It fits, trust me. Okay, what you do is you gotta hit those other two ones I said are like octagonal shape and weird shape. That's what those are for. Those actually will go right there and pose onto it just like that. So, and then there you go. And now he is complete. And you can, and I'll set him over here next to Unicron again for another little size comparison in dinosaur form. As you can see, he's actually pretty good sized. I mean, he You can barely, it cuts off Unicron's head from his size, but I mean, he's a good sized dinosaur figure. Uh, the head looks more like a dragon. That is a little weird, but I've seen the movie, and it was because of a metal that they some ancient race, the creator of the Transformers used, and to terraform the Earth with a metal, and they froze them in metal, and so evidently the Dinobots in the movie scanned it, and that's why those are there, and that's the way that looks, and it is actually pretty good figure. The underside, as you can see, there's that big massive hole just right there. That's kind of, I wish that was filled in a little more, but I mean, I still have the box for him and everything too, so I'm not taking him back though. He is one beautiful Transformer. I've always wanted a Dinobot. I've watched the original series. Grimlock was one of my most favorite characters. Except in the new movie, I have seen it. Spoiler alert: if you haven't seen it yet, uh, you might want to skip this part. Uh, he does not keep the same style voice, like talk area, like he's me, Grimlock, this and that. He talks regular like other Autobots. And that is one pet peeve I did have with the movie. Uh, Other than that, he's a great figure. As you saw with Unicron, later I will do a video review of him if this video review goes well with people. So, uh, thanks again, guys, for watching this. As for the price, I said on Walmart, I got him for about $44.94 at Walmart. Not a bad price for 50 use of $50, but great Transformer nonetheless. This is Kiss My Shiny Metal A55 signing off.